What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This I'm going to bring you my review of another Patagonia product. This is the Slate Sky, and this is one of Patagonia's, they say it's a minimalist, kind of outdoorsy rain jacket. It is $199 for retail, but I paid $98 for it through Patagonia's on their web special. It's on there pretty frequently, so if you need a good rain jacket for $98, this is the one that I would recommend, but I'll kind of go through some good and bad things about it. Sorry about the lighting. The sun keeps going in and out, so just deal with that as things go. So this is the yellow color. I think they have 6 colors, but this is the one that's usually on sale pretty often. It's a fairly lightweight jacket. I think it's around 10 to 11 ounces, which isn't super like runner lightweight. I would not recommend this as a running jacket, but if you're just looking for an outdoor, maybe early spring, summer into maybe even fall, I will kind of go through that. So I'm 5'11", 65 pounds. Usually medium fits me perfectly. The medium in this is a little bit on the larger side, which makes me think that this is actually probably more on the lines of some type of shell to go on the outside. So it is a little bit, as you can see here, a little bit on the bigger side for me. Usually their mediums are pretty snug, but it is fairly comfortable. It makes a lot of noise, so I don't know if you can hear that, but it is a fairly noisy jacket. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. That's why I would say that it's not for any type of running or anything like that, where if you look at, like this is the Innovate's 8 Storm Shell, which I think is like 4 or 5 ounces. This thing is significantly more comfortable and easier to run in than this is. But this does have tape seams. You do get side pockets, which I'm a huge fan of. So you do have 2 side pockets. The side actual zipper is very, very small. So that's the first thing I noticed there, is that it's fairly small, but you do get some really nice side pockets. They're probably waterproof also when it's sealed up, and it has a vent here. So if you put your hands in there, you do get some ventilation through there. So tape seams, all the seams are taped. I have been through a few downpours in this, and it is extremely waterproof. It's one of their 3L, I think it's H2NO. I forget what their kind of labeling is on more of their waterproof jackets out there. It does have a nice hood where it has a nice peak on it. So it almost feels like a running jacket, it's just not quite as, it's just a very stiff material. So it's a lot stiffer material than the Innovate jacket, which is a little bit more, I don't want to say, probably breathable. This thing does not breathe very well. It does okay in the wind, but it is not a warm jacket. So it was 37 today and really windy, 25, 30 mile per hour winds. This was not sufficient to keep me warm. Maybe if I had a sweatshirt or something underneath, it may work, but it didn't do quite as well as, let's say, some type of, like, this is their macro puff jacket, which I've had for a long time. Didn't do as good as blocking the wind and keep me as warm as that. But when it comes to rain, this is the jacket for $98. I don't think you're going to get a better jacket than that for the price point. It's very well built. It does have kind of little elasticity around the cuffs here, but not a whole lot. As you can see there is a little bit. You do have a drawstring for the hood. So you can adjust that. It really does almost mimic a running jacket. It just isn't quite there. It does not have, oh, it has a little, if you want to tighten things up here at the bottom, you can do that. For the price point, I think it's really a no-brainer. It is not the most comfortable jacket in the world, but you're probably buying this more for its durability and its waterproofness. It's about a minute and a half walk to work. I know, not the most longest torrential downpour, but it was literally pouring as hard as it's been since springtime's coming up. And it kept me completely dry. So I didn't have any issues there. So I'm really happy with it for $98. I just wish it wasn't quite as stiff. So that's my only complaint, is that it's just really stiff. I assume all their 3L jackets are like that. Maybe all 3L jackets in general are like that. Or maybe it's like a Gore-Tex where it's a little bit stiffer material. But when it comes compared to the Innovate 8 Storm Shell, which is a much more expensive jacket, this was like a $200+ jacket. It's almost just as waterproof, but it is extremely comfortable to wear and extremely light. So that's it. I'm still happy with it. I had an old Columbia, like a $30. I bought it through like the Columbia outlet, and it did okay, but it did not keep you dry. And our toddler has been wanting to be outside more, even in the rain, so this will hopefully help with that. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I will get a more long-term view of this up as I go. But overall, it's a nice jacket. I would maybe size down if you can. That's my only complaint. It does have a little kind of where you can button it up there. I don't really know if I like this it's like a little flap here. I think it's just for a little added protection there, but for $98, it's a great jacket, but it's just not the most comfortable or form-fitting, so it's a little bit more baggy fitting, so it would probably shell really well, or goes like an outside shell. So that's it. Hope you have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.